I joined the army at 16, and then in 2008 I was deployed to Basra in Iraq. And I remember the night before we flew back, I didn't want to go. And looking back now, that was probably the PTSD, and I just didn't realise it then. Then I applied for the ambulance service, and I got through to the final interview stage, and then I was told I wasn't successful. And this hit me like a hammer. I was embarrassed, I felt ashamed, and this is where I was aware things weren't right with myself. I was taking Valiums like they were Smarties, this was every night, chucking Valiums down my neck. I had no respect for myself. I wasn't bothered if I didn't wake up. I wouldn't have said I was suicidal, but looking back, I was. I reached out originally to Combat Stress, who quickly diagnosed me with PTSD, depression and anxiety. And then I got my hard drive out, which had all my military photos. My girlfriend wife, Danielle, she knocked the hard drive off and broke it. Obviously all my memories are gone. 7 years of my life disappeared. Danielle went on a night shift and I decided it's tonight, this is it. And I got the shotgun out, I got the 2 cartridges out, and I grabbed my dog and I went down to this river Hardaway. And I wasn't frightened, I didn't think about death, I didn't think about anything. I was in a trance. I'd not seen Millie, I'd not really noticed her, and she came up and licked my face, and that was like a kick in the balls. Somebody cares. I think I'm alone. My dog cares, and I burst out crying, and chucked the cartridges in the river, hugged my dog, without even knowing she saved my life. There's no 2 ways about it. If she'd not been there, I would have done it. I know I would have done it, but I didn't, thank God, because now I've got a daughter, a wife, we live in a home. I made an appointment with my GP. She asked me, have you heard about the Bridge charity? I speak to Cormac, who runs the bridge, and 40 minutes later my phone was going, Cormac will see you tonight. So I was watching the light and the buzzers were going, and it just unlocked this memory and I relived it. I can just remember it sort of shading itself out, and I didn't know this was at the EMDR working, and I'd processed the memory. And I was in a real good place and I felt good. And I just couldn't believe this had come from this voodoo potion that I'd not even heard of. But it was so effective for me. EMDR has saved me, and it just amazes me. There's so many people out there wanting to help you. Just speak out to somebody. Don't be ashamed of it. Even when you're in the darkest place, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel.